evening, sir.
Good evening. Imsennaro.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
pronouncing it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing good.
Okay. So we start with what's the meaning of your name?
Sir, the meaning of my name means Imsen means new village, and Naro means a flower, and
Okay.
together it means new flower in a new village, and it symbolizes a new hope. And sometimes my mother would refer to it as the best flower.
Okay. A very nice name. Okay. So tell me something about yourself.
Sir, my name is Imsennaro. I was born and brought up in Nagaland, after which I moved to Shillong to pursue my higher secondary studies. After that, I came to Delhi to pursue my undergraduate studies in physics at St. Stephen's College, Delhi University. After which I've been preparing for the civil services.
So for how many years you were in Nagaland?
Sir, I was in Nagaland for ever since I was born till 10th standard.
10th standard. Okay. So you have done your 11th and 12th from Shillong, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So any of your observations regarding the change, cultural change, or anything means the change in the cuisine, in the culture? Tell me something about it.
Yes, sir. In Shillong, they follow a matrilineal society, and they are very hospitable also, and they are very clean. The city is very clean. They have a very strong civic sense of cleanliness, and besides that, they are very open-minded, and they receive tourists with a hospitable mindset.
Okay. So what were the differences? Means that things you have seen in Nagaland but were not available in Shillong.
Sir, first would be the society itself, the matrilineal society. In Nagaland, we follow a patrilineal society. So that would be the first difference. Second would be with respect to cleanliness itself. Shillong is comparatively a more clean city than Nagaland. And third would be on a personal level, with respect to my education. The teachers paid a very holistic approach, and they treated every student differently, because every child learns and adapts differently to the environment.
That's good. So given a chance to work back in Nagaland, what changes you would like to bring in the district administration so as to cater to these needs? You are saying the differences you have put here. So what changes, what strategy and what approach you would be taking as a DM of a district in Nagaland to meet these demands?
Yes, sir. Firstly, with respect to cleanliness, there needs to be a creation of awareness of how our development is linked to sustainable growth as well. So there needs to be an awareness among the people. Second of all, we can deal with this issue of non-cleanliness through waste segregation at the household level itself, promoting biodegradable and non-biodegradable segregation of waste. That would be the first step. And with respect to education, sir, keeping in mind the high level of teacher absenteeism in my state, there should be a merit-based approach to selecting the teachers, and then monitoring the attendance of each teachers. And besides that, following a step where there are less teacher transfers, and ensuring that they are paid at the right time and adequately.
Okay. So presently the system of selecting the teachers is not merit-based in Nagaland.
Sir, it is merit-based, but sometimes there are political influences as well. So this weeds out the competitive spirit, and it discourages teachers in their work culture.
Okay. Have you been to Maryland now?
No, sir, I have not been to Maryland.
Oh, it's very nearby. Okay. So have you seen the living root bridges there in
No,
Shillong?
sir,
Yeah.
I have not been able to visit the place.
Okay. So presently where are you staying? In Delhi?
Yes, sir, I'm in Delhi.
Okay. So what was the cultural change from Shillong to when you shifted to Delhi?
Sir, um, especially with regard to women's safety and the safety of the Northeast students, there was a massive shift. And second of all, just the diversity uh, that the city of Delhi provides, it widens our perspective of
Okay.
how to deal with different people from different societies. So those were the two main observations.
Okay. So when you were staying in the college for
Yes,
three
sir.
years, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
have you seen any shift in the or any focus on the safety of women, or have you seen any changes from your first year to the last year?
Uh, yes, sir. There were some slight changes. People, especially boys, were made aware of how to be sensitized on women issues,
Okay.
and as well as women were also given the opportunity to stay in residence as well as mingle with the opposite gender, but keeping in mind that an top-down approach of keeping the women keeping a curfew for the women would not be a solution to the gender issues in the college. So it took a more liberal approach to how this gender issue can be solved.
Okay. So if you are made CP of Delhi, right?
Yes.
So how you would be tackling the issues which you have faced yourself, or you have seen that the people of Delhi are facing? Okay. So recently we had the clashes of on Hanuman Jayanti as well near Jahangirpuri. So what do you think should be your approach towards communal issues and the cultural shocks of people of Northeast or any from the South India they are facing, the people from South India facing in Delhi? So how do you would be tackling that if you are the CP of Delhi?
Yes, sir. Sir, I believe that in order to adapt to certain changes, it should start from the school level itself.
Okay.
So we can take a different approach, such as every child can be allotted a different state, on the basis of which on every week a child can learn about the different cultures of the different parts of the country every week, so that people can be aware of the differences as well as coming together in these differences and accepting those differences. Uh,
Okay.
Second, as a woman, sensitizing both women and men are essential to tackle any gender issue. Women should be made aware of the law and how they can approach the administration so that they can improve their lives. And men in general would be sensitized about the certain issues that women face, uh, or especially with respect to such as menstrual cycles and awareness of women rights among the men as well.
Okay. So fine enough. So have you heard about the issue being faced by the doctors, or they are on strike in Nagaland? Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the issue?
Uh, Sir, I'm not very clear about it, but according to the doctors, they are demanding for superannuation uh, of their service. Uh, that's the crust that I have about the issue.
Okay, no issue. So are you aware of the basically women reservation in civic bodies in Nagaland? They are
Uh,
bringing out a bill.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, what is that?
Sir, in Nagaland, the Panchayati Raj amendment does not apply to the state. So
Okay,
there has been a demand from the women associations for reservation in urban local bodies, which has been going on for a lot of years, but the society has not accepted such amendments. But recently, the Supreme Court has directed the state to introduce it, and the state has stated that it will apply the 33% reservation of women in local bodies.
Okay. So, do you think that would help the women of Nagaland to to be empowered?
Yes, sir. It is a step in the right direction, because women in Nagaland have always faced gender issues, because it follows a very patriarchal society. It is a patriarchal society, and women have always not been able to assert themselves or make choices in economic and political spheres. This is also evident in the fact that ever since the Nagaland attained statehood, we have not even had a single women representative in the Legislative Assembly. So this is a right step in the right direction.
Okay. So, tell me three strengths of Northeast as a whole, which have not been yet, encashed by the government of India or by our administration there. Three strengths of Northeast.
Okay, so three strengths which have not seen a full potential would be with respect to agro-based industries. Due to poor connectivity, it has not developed. Second would be with respect to tourism, especially in my state. States like Meghalaya have been doing well, but especially in my state where there are lots of opportunities, we have not been able to reap the benefit. Third would be with respect to, as a whole, with respect to education. It is still lagging behind compared to other parts of the country.
Okay. And what do you think about infrastructure as such?
Yes, sir. The infrastructure development has also been a very slow development. There have been challenges. This is mainly because there are very less connectivity in the region between the Northeast and the other parts of the country, and hence this has not seen a full potential.
Okay. Okay. So your subject was physics in undergrad, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So any of the three advancements which you feel would be shaping this current century? Any advancements in physics?
Sir, the advancement in quantum computing or any field related to quantum physics. Second would be with respect to space as well. Space, even though it has developed, there are many opportunities left. And third would be with respect to new technologies such as AI or blockchain. Those can be seen.
Okay. Okay. That's from my side. Thank you. Now Gautam would be asking for the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. I'm Imsennaro. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Imsennaro, what is, do you know what is Article 371 of the Indian Constitution?
Yes, sir.
What can you share some details?
So the Article 371A of the Constitution provides certain privileges to the state of Nagaland with respect to the fact that no act of the Parliament can be implemented with respect to religious and social practices of the state. Second, it also this article also provides administrative autonomy in the state, and any changes or legislation which has been made by the parliament has to be approved by the Legislative Assembly through a resolution.
Okay, okay. And can you name two more articles or subclauses under Article 371 which gives special status to northeastern states?
Sir, with respect to other states?
Yes, with respect to other northeastern states, what are the articles of the Constitution? So 371A, for example, is Nagaland.
Yes.
Can you share two more such examples?
Sir, I'm unable to recall the correct articles.
Okay, okay.
Specific ones.
So 371B, for example, is Meghalaya,
Yes.
and 371C is Manipur.
Yes.
And then there are a few more such articles. So do you think these articles are useful for the whether it is 371, whether it is 370? Do you think these articles are good and should continue to exist, or do you think no, they should be removed and maybe the center should have full control, or whatever the usual form of governance is?
So yeah, I believe that these articles were introduced to preserve the customs and tribal identity of the region. And this has also preserved a sense of identity and certain customs and practices with the which the tribals have been practicing. And I think this articles have provided ample opportunity for the government of the state to pursue its own policies with a certain amount of autonomy, and hence I feel that these articles have significance.
Right, right. But do you think this could kind of create challenges with respect to synchronization of governance with, say, national policies, and at times the states, where it could be any state, and the states kind of choosing to go in an opposite direction or obstructing maybe certain policy implementation or developmental projects, anything like this? Do you think this is maybe a hindrance?
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. These articles sometimes prove to be a hindrance in the development of the region. So, in order to improve the development in the region, it needs to have a sense of understanding with the central government as well, and be on the same page on how it would be a positive impact on the region. So I believe this would be the way.
Okay, okay. And what could be other ways, maybe other than, say, the constitution or the governance measures, such as, say, Article 371 or all these special status articles that are there? What could be other ways to maintain and popularize the tribal identities of local people?
So yeah, I believe that education will also play an important role in highlighting the identity of the tribals. The NCRT has also come up with a special booklet in order to promote the different customs and practices of the Northeast region. Second of all, since the Northeast region is gives special importance to music and sports, it could also play a very important role in connecting with the other parts of the country.
Okay. Okay. What is one of the most famous music festivals of Northeast?
So music festival. Sir, is this with regard to Hornbill Festival?
No, you can name any. So maybe just one or two popular music festivals in the Northeast, because you mentioned that these could be used as tribal, as methods to improve tribal identity, etc. So just maybe a couple of such examples is what I'm looking for.
Yes, sir. In Shillong, they hold annual festival during every year. Second would be in my state, the Hornbill Festival also promotes tribal identity.
Okay, okay, got it. Right. Can you share, Imsennaro, can you share the process of presidential elections in India?
Sir, the president is elected by the elected members of the parliament and the legislative assembly. It follows a system of proportional representation, where every elector gives a preference, gives a certain list of preference for the candidates, and it follows the system of how each candidate gets a specific preference, highest preference to be elected as the president.
Okay, okay. Do you think that this method should be changed, and why not? One is that part, and why not have, say, election of the president through an electoral ballot of the public as well?
Sir, since the electors are themselves a representative of the people, so it highlights the diversity and of the electoral system. So I believe that this system is the right way, because number one, for developing country like India, in order to have a election for the president, we need mass education in order to elect a president from different parts of the country. And India is also a large country, so I believe that this system serves the intended purpose.
Sorry. Okay. What 2 to 3 electoral reforms would you suggest for us as a country?
Sir, I believe that the funding of elections should be made more transparent, so that people would know where the money is coming from and where it's being spent. Second would be extending the electoral system to people of to NRIs or Indians living abroad, so that they can vote without any hindrance. And third would be introducing sir,
Okay, no problems, no problems. And how would you, what could be one way of making the funding more transparent?
Sir, the funding could be made more transparent in such that the gaps of the funding could be more specified. Even though there are certain gaps in the funding, these has been violated. Political parties are not political parties are not impose a certain limit, so that can be explored. And the Law Commission and other election commissions have also stated introducing a system of state funding. So this can also be explored, and we can see how this can help the transparency.
Okay. Imsennaro, why do you want to be a civil servant?
So I've always been inspired by civil servants around me. I believe that the civil services, through its rich diversity and resources, gives people the opportunity to serve the people at the grassroots level. And second of all, it also gives in the individuals the opportunity for career development. So I believe that the civil services has wide perspectives and approaches in order to serve the society.
Okay, okay. So I think teachers, NGO workers, all these people also are able to serve the people at the grassroots. And if I am not wrong, your family also has teachers,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So why not maybe a teacher, or say join, maybe use the platform of NGOs. So why not do that?
Sir, I want to join the civil services because it gives a wider perspective than being a teacher. Because if I take up teaching, I'll be limited to that profession. Even though I'll be contributing to the society. So that's the first reason. Joining NGOs would also be form of serving the society. However, there are resources crunch as well, which is not available to them. So these are the reasons why I've been inspired to join the services.
But so many of the problems that you mentioned in the last 30 minutes,
Yes.
A lot of problems that we discussed, the solution to most of them that you shared in one way or the other was education.
Yes.
But you still believe that teaching will only have a limited impact.
Yes, sir, because I believe that the civil servants hold greater authority as to imposing the reforms in education itself. So this would this would have a wider reach. That's what I believe.
Okay, okay. Right. So Imsennaro, you've mentioned about you like to read non-fiction books, and you like listening to podcasts.
Yes.
So first question, what is the last book that you've read?
So the last book that I read was Symphony for the City of the Dead by M. Anderson. It talks about a Russian composer, Dmitry Shostakovich, who played a very important role during the Nazi invasion of Russia. His music boosted morale for the army, and it served a very significant purpose in inspiring the Russian soldiers.
Okay, okay. And does music have the same impact on you?
Yes, sir. There have been many impacts on my life. Number one would be it taught me perseverance, because each musical piece has to be practiced, and it should be it needs effort to express. And number two would be sensitivity to the surroundings around me. And three would be expression, how I can express my emotions as such.
When did you learn the piano?
Sir, it was in my school days.
Okay, okay. and you didn't feel like pursuing it further, maybe through competitions or maybe as an artist?
Sir, the shortage of teachers in my district, as well as certain educational hindrances. It it I didn't so it I did not have the opportunity to pursue it as a career.
Again, Imsennaro, education and teachers are so important.
Yes.
To the previous question.
Yes.
So yeah. And why podcasts? I have really been intrigued about the evolution of podcasts. So why are they emerging? Why is it one of your hobbies?
Sir, I listen to podcasts because it gives me new perspectives on different topics, and it is also easily accessible. I can listen to it while commuting or doing cooking or other activities. So it's also very accessible. And third would be, I think, the fact that it's not limited to a specific topic or specific genre. I believe that it has attracted a lot of people to listen to podcasts.
Which is your favorite podcast?
Sir, my favorite podcast would be Three Things by the Indian Express. And second would be the Classical Music Podcast by Joshua Wellerstein. So those two are my favorite podcasts.
Do you think podcasts would lead to, I would not say the death of, but in a way, end of reading habits? Because probably I believe reading or books serve the same purpose that you mentioned. They offer diversity, different perspectives, easy to access to quite an extent. Read while I am on a commute. But do you think podcasts would kind of end that habit, which is an already kind of degrading hobby? So do you think podcasts are dangerous for reading?
Sir, I wouldn't say it is dangerous for reading, because it is true that reading has been on a decline for the past previous years. But I believe that podcasts as such would also intrigue the minds into going deeper into topics, because podcasts often deal with very short period of time. So if a person is more interested in the specific topic, then at the end of the podcast, people often suggest books so that they can be interested, so that they can avail or get more information on the topic. And second would be, with the advent of audiobooks, it is also encouraging youngsters and the youth to take up reading, even though it's not reading as such, but listening to it.
All right, all right, Imsennaro. This is all from my end. Your interview will end here.